let's start off in our woe buddies. So we're going to start off where we're actually going to end the stream. And that's with Styxhexenhammer 666. Today is finally the day of judgment for Tara Warwick. We're going to be going through Mikey No More's documentary on Styxhexenhammer.
Are we?
But before we, I think so. You know, if we actually start the fucking show and get the ball rolling, and maybe we pause a little less during the segment, so we may actually get there. But let's see how Styx is doing these days. So we have this tweet, this update from Styx, where he says his stroke or aneurysm or whatever the hell it was has left his body weak and his vision failing. Let's go! Yeah, if only it was real! He says, yet knowing that I will probably die soon makes me elated. Cope alert! Cope alert! I laugh at things and find everything hysterical. Probably brain damage. Got a brain damage alert! Brain damage alert! Obviously. Now that's the alcohol, Tarl. Let's be real. It's the alcoholism, buddy.
He's my age.
It's the lack of hygiene and getting drunk as a skunk every fucking day that's doing this to you. By the way, like he said he went to the hospital. So wouldn't they have diagnosed it as a stroke or an aneurysm and figured it out? His whole story on this never made any sense. So just so you guys know what happened. Styx had a court date where he was probably going to have his bond revoked and like there's going to be he was going to have a warrant issued for his arrest because he broke his probation conditions. So what did Styx do? He faked a stroke, sent his mother into the other room to speak to the judge on a Zoom call, who explained that Taro couldn't make it to court today because he had a stroke.
Yeah.
Then Taro claims he went to the hospital. He was there for 2 hours and they said he had a stroke and then they released him and he walked in the snow home.
That's how it happens.
There's no hospital that's going to fucking do that after you've had a stroke. And if they did do this testing, he would know if it was a stroke or an aneurysm. He made it all up. It's fake. He's been saying he's going to die next week for the last 6 fucking months, that he's terminally ill. He needed money for his daughter because he was going to fucking die, even though he hasn't seen his daughter in years, his wife in years. And by the way, the whole gambit of, you know, pretending to have a stroke to get out of court didn't work because the judge issued an arrest warrant anyway. And there's 2 of them. There's one in Vermont and there's one in Louisiana. And they're fighting over who's going to take possession of the fucking vampirate and force him to serve time first. Okay. So Styx is now on the run, okay, from the fucking law, living with a mentally disabled woman in New York City. This is his life now. And trying to tell everybody when he's drunk out of his mind and can't make videos that his laptop is in the repair shop. No word of a lie. His laptop has been in the repair shop 18 times this year alone. At some point, you'd figure you would buy a new laptop, you know? But like, if this was true, like these laptop technicians are taking this guy for a fucking ride, bro. It's a song like this is like, buddy, we're fucking making a fortune off this guy. He's paid $10,000 so far to fix a $400 PC. Yeah, it's just insane. It's just insane.
Hanging off duct tape. It's got glue on it. It's got like staples on one part.
Oh my God. So anyway,
the fucking keys.
We have one more from Styx. Where he says, note to self, manifest against the current system of jail and justice.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that he's going to use his magic powers to defeat the justice system and overthrow the rule of law in America.
Like how he killed the...
So like how he claimed he killed the district attorney of New Orleans with his mind and all this fucking nonsense. Shit. Yeah.
Someone sent me a picture of the laptop. Have you seen it?
Let's have a look at the laptop. Yeah, that looks about right, buddy. And of course, you know, he goes in and he pays out the ass to have it repaired every few fucking days. Somebody, I'll have to show it sometime. Somebody on Kiwi Farms actually made a comprehensive breakdown of every single time Styx's laptop has had issues. It's fucking insane. And that was just like his tweets. Yeah, that was just his tweets, let alone all the times on video and live stream. Let's do the Styxhexenhammer documentary. We've been promising it for a long, long time.
And Wednesday we'll do DSP.
Finally here. We can honestly go to Mikey's channel.
Yeah, for better quality. Yeah, for better quality.
Yeah,
Mikey, no more friend of the show. By the way, sub to Rumble, guys. Links right over there.
I'd say, you know, Mikey is making probably the best documentaries out there right now.
Yeah.
He's certainly up there as one of the top creators, I would say.
Yeah, so
you know, he's brought us a really good Nick Fuentes documentary in the past. Comicsgate documentary he did was really fucking good. His documentary on Jer was fucking solid as well.
Here it is.
And most recently, he's come out. Go subscribe to Mikey. And let's have a look here at this Styx documentary.
And real quick here, links right there for the Rumble. We got all the clips that you're seeing fully uncensored, but edited with all the yapping out from in between and the super chats and stuff. Go watch it over here on Rumble.
I mean, Tolerator, you do 100 subs, we'll go to fucking Phil again. But and do the hollower. But I think
this shit, bro. We've
promised this, you know. Okay.
In years.
So it's entitled Styxhexenhammer, Stolas, Giveth, and Taketh away. For those of you who don't know, Stolas is the demon owl god that Taro Warwick, aka Styxhexenhammer, worships and apparently has worshipped since a small child. Now he's made a pact with this demon, and ever since then, his life has gone to shit. Now, Mikey is going to use the example of Solomon here and the magic ring, which isn't actually canonical to the Bible, but we'll allow it. But where I thought he was going with King Solomon, which is also applicable to Styxhexenhammer, is that Solomon was brought down by all of these crazy bitches that he had. I think Solomon had like 700 wives and 1,000 concubines, which even if you're the wisest man is going to fucking break you, buddy. Mm-hmm. It's hard enough having one bitch to keep in line, let alone like fucking 1,000 bitches. And Taro found that out the hard way with all of his fucking degenerate whores that he was with and cheating on all of them. But let's get into it here.
Years ago in the land of Israel. That's the biblical Israel, not the modern state of Israel. A lot of weirdos conflate the two for some reason. There was once a king named Solomon, considered the wisest of all mortal men. He was also one of the freakiest of all mortal men, with a roster of hoes so deep they could fill up the Dead Sea. Being so freaked out distracted him from properly using his wisdom and building the great temple that his equally terminally freaky-ass dad David promised he build. So, early into his reign, Solomon did the practical thing, which was use a magical ring blessed by God that let him summon and tame demons to build the temple for him. The equivalent of a contractor trafficking Mexicans over the border to work for him and then calling ICE on them later so he wouldn't have to pay them for their labor. This is the only instance of a man summoning demons and it working out in his favor. Despite this, countless midwit-ass occultists
Sakura Jackalope for a sub. Let's go. Let's
go. Fuck yeah.
And Oculus says Stolas is the cartoon owl demon from Has-Been Hotel spinoff. Yeah, it is also. Yeah, Styx worships a cartoon character.
Solomon's footsteps and conjure demons for their own purposes. It never works out well for him, as has been the case for Taro Warwick.
This is a real unedited photo of Styx from like 10 years ago. No lie.
Yeah, she looks
Gretchen Grundler
Max, but it's healthy at least. You know what I mean?
He looks better, you know, as this feminine version than the alcoholic bum pirate he became.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Styxhexenhammer 666. As tempting as it is to call Styx a LARPer, he's really not.
Well,
he's the real deal, a dedicated occult nerd who takes his herbology, astrology,
AKA
and
a LARPer.
demonology
Yeah.
very seriously. It's not the byproduct of a midlife crisis, and it's not a fad. The occult journey of Torah
I'd
Warwood
say that
is
that's almost worse, though. That it's been his entire life he's believed in this retarded shit, and at no point was he actually normal, and like he just had a mental breakdown or like drug-induced like psychosis and started believing in this owl demon. He's been worshiping the owl demon since he was like 8 years old. So there was never really any hope for this fucking retard,
it would be 10 times better if you go, oh, he hit his head, you know, in an accident or whatever. Okay, that makes sense why he's like this.
one of the most in-depth in
He was
occult
bored.
history, with Styx documenting it himself across countless videos over years of near daily uploads and social media posts. And this careful self-documentation of Styx through various phases of his life lets us observe in real time.
He looks so different.
I know.
He looks
He
so
looks like a human being
different.
here.
Oh my God. By the way, his little toy thing doesn't make sense anymore. Because canonically, he doesn't have a tooth.
He doesn't have the tooth. He'll have to knock that one out. I don't think he even has any of this shit anymore, though. From what I can see, he doesn't have anything. He just like took a go bag with just his pirate costume and fucked off.
Yep.
And is on the run.
Mhm.
In real time how he went from an eccentric libertarian Satanist to a toothless pirate evading the arm of the law.
Oh no, the transformation, buddy. Ooh, that's rough, bro. Oh my God.
Oh,
He's
God.
toothless. Oh my God. He's fucking absolute abomination. Grotesque.
That's actually fucking brutal.
Oh
dude.
my God.
Arm of the law and making vids off a bummy laptop from his girlfriend's place. And he'd do all of
18
this
repairs so
while
far this
worshiping a demon, an owl.
We got Jimco brand felt says lol cows are god tier anti-drug / booze PSAs. No joke. I feel like they're the only thing that actually works, you know, other than like seeing a family member or a close friend get fucked up.
Remember, like,
You know, 'cause
Ricada
any
kept
sort-
me off the booze. Remember when we were like, that's why I was staying off. I was like, oh my
Yes.
God, I don't want to be Ricada. Please, God, no. True. Lolcows will help
Tarl
you.
has been online for a long time. He's been one of those guys who made his channel and
Yes.
started uploading his first videos in the
He
emerging
looks like a trans person here, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, people always said he looked like a woman. He looked like Gretchen Grundler, stuff like this.
Mhm, yeah.
He really was
years.
very feminine, you know,
Yeah.
because he only weighed about 80 pounds soaking wet. So
you would expect out of a
Thanks, Brianna
self-admittedly
Claire.
socially anxious Satanist in his late teens and early 20s who literally calls himself Styxhexenhammer 666.
Right.
Now, Styx isn't actually a Satanist.
Okay. Wait.
bruh,
Wait.
is he actually a female to male
Styxhexenhammer
transgender?
666. Now, Styx isn't
This
This
is a
is
trans.
sussy, bro. This is gay, Max.
Satanist, at least not anymore. He used to be, but disavowed it a
He
long
does look
time
like
ago.
pants.
I am a former Satanist. Around
shirtless
2010,
larps.
2011, I was a self-proclaimed independent Satanist. First and foremost, never joined the
Independent.
It's
Church
so
of Satan.
autistic.
Never even
It's so
supported them.
autistic, though.
To tell-
By the way, it's like, listen, to me, if you're worshiping demons, you're gay Satanist. Actually, I'm an independent. Blah, 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 blah. No one gives a fuck, bitch. Shut the fuck. It's all fucking fairy tale nonsense anyway. Figure it out.
the truth, thought it was gimmicky. Satanism
An independent Satanist? Like it's like a political party?
believe in the Aleister Crowley. Blah, blah, blah.
Friends,
We don't
friends,
actually
friends.
worship the devil. We don't actually worship the devil. We're worshiping the self in the left-hand path. It's cringe and gay. It's for fucking teenage boys to LARP and be edgy. This isn't for grown fucking men to pretend like this is a valid worldview. It's fucking retarded.
is a radical ideology of self-preservation and indulgence. It's atheistic in form. It doesn't have anything to do with worshiping the devil, and the vast majority of self-proclaimed Satanists you'd ever meet do not believe in Satan.
This is crazy, though. Imagine believing in an owl demon, but not believing in God. Where the fuck did the owl demon come from? Like, it's all like tied into Christian theology, Judeo theology, I guess. But there's no fucking God. There's fucking owl demon. Okay, buddy. Sure thing, buddy.
Satanism is just goofy. It's a bunch of LARPing atheists pretending, for the most part, that they worship Satan mainly to mock Christianity. And that ain't the case for Styx and his occultism. It wasn't just a phase he went through to make his religious parents mad. He really does take this stuff seriously. Tarl's history with spirits, especially the residents of hell, goes back to when he was a kid. He's always been in touch with demons. Occasionally,
the residents of hell.
Right.
Well, too in touch.
Cooking Inferno, my 2 succubi, names withheld, should help. Get yourself some succubi. Had one once. I was on Salvia Divinorum one time.
Well, yeah, buddy, you were on fucking Salvia and you thought you fucked a demon, buddy. You know? Holy fuck. One time I fucking took a hit of Salvia. It was a major mistake.
Oh, buddy.
Because
I did it
Lucifer, like the TV show Lucifer was on the TV.
That's not good.
And so like I was like fucking battling these fucking demons, buddy. And I thought I was there for a long time, but I wasn't. And you just come back, you're like, oh God, I'm so glad I'm back. It was like fucking like some like Dorothy and the Ruby Slippers, like
it was crazy.
And then you just like the room like slides back and you're like, there's no place like home. Thank fucking God I'm back. Holy
it's funny you
shit.
bring that up because you saw like the show and you were fighting demons. My friend had a blanket that was like zebra printed. So when I took it, I was so high immediately. I put my head on the bed and then the zebra print, I was falling through a tunnel for like what seemed like 5 hours of tunnel of a zebra. And I was laughing. I was like, like for like and I would like snapped out of it. Like, never give me that shit again. That was horrific.
I think it's a psyop to get people to never do any other drug again.
Yes,
that's why it's
legal.
That's why it's legal in like the gas stations. And they give this like horse killer 40x fucking shit. And it was fucking crazy, bro.
But I had a
obviously,
meltdown.
but the shit that happens when you smoke salvia isn't real, Styx. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I had the 40X, like the highest one you could buy. Me and my friends.
And had sex with a demon.
Okay.
I'm not going to bother explaining further.
But the one demonic entity encounter that changed his life the most was with a spirit named Stolas.
I've told the tale, of course, when I was younger. When I was quite little, I don't even think I was in elementary school yet. I don't even think I was in kindergarten yet. I saw a demon. Specifically, later on, I identified it as Stolas from the Ars Gotia or something akin to that.
He's one of the 72 demons that King Solomon summoned to put to work on his plantation while he sipped on sweet tea. Despite Stolas' greatest claim to fame being one of 72 unpaid day laborers for the horniest Jew of all time, Styx resonated strongly with him. This brings me to a very interesting
They're
quirk
calling
of
him
Styx,
the
among
horniest
many.
Jew of all time. He's got a lot of competition, bro. Like Weinstein, Epstein, you know, like,
all the Steens in general.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, huh?
It's not just that he worships an owl.
The
demon.
horniest Jew at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It's unknown whether another Jew surpassed it.
Quite a few people, LARPers and true
Berenstein.
believers, worship demons and devils.
Offstein.
What makes Styx in particular stands out is how he venerates his owl daddy. He ain't cutting wrists, offering animal sacrifices, or having ritualistic orgies in his infernal lord's name. His relationship to Stolas is that of an entity he puts his complete trust in.
Jerry
His spiritual companion.
Seinfeldstein.
Yeah,
All right, what are we doing? We missed this incredible explanation. Frankenstein. Yeah.
Who guides him through turbulent of his life, who's helped him grow and develop as a person, and who he shares a strong affinity and personal bond with.
His name always sounded to me like something a goth kid in school would come up with, pure cringe. Well, that's because it is something a goth kid in school came up with, bro. Your instincts were 100% right.
Your peon Pose says just yapping over his research. Well, we wanted to give people a reason to go and watch this whole thing on his main channel. So if you miss anything, you can rewatch it.
Now, some of you are probably thinking, Mikey, isn't that just Christianity without Jesus? Yeah, basically. Stolas is Tarl's surrogate Jesus. He's different though, because he's an owl and he teaches people about plants and minerals and shit. And he also won't woke scold Tarl about drinking too much or BPD hoes raw and then talk no jutsuing them into abortions. If you're wondering why that last one sounded so specific, just bookmark it. We'll be coming back to it later. Styx's history with occultism is so long, girthy, and robust that it's worth a whole video in and of itself. Bro has a WordPress site dedicated to it and has published several books specifically on this topic. But the other side of Styx that would earn him his YouTube popularity.
By the way, him publishing these books is just him stealing other people's shit and like cheaply printing it out.
Yeah.
To sell on Amazon. Like, it's garbage.
And briefly let him break over 500,000 subs was his political commentary.
Briefly.
Now, credit where credit is due. Styx ain't the quartering where he just started leaning into politics after
raw quarter pounder for 1,000 kicks. I smoked 100 times salvia, lived an entire life. Wife, kids, grandkids, took a good 5 minutes to get back to reality.
It's like some crazy fucking shit, bro. One time is enough fucking times with that fucking shit. You ever watch
that guy on YouTube back in the day who used to do salvia and they do tutorials? They'd be like, how to plant, how to garden on salvia. And it was just a guy, every tutorial he did, it would start, he's doing cooking or whatever. You're like, all right, but before we start the tutorial, let's smoke some salvia. Then he would smoke it and go, and just be fucked up and not do the tutorial at all.
But I will say this, there is definitely a big difference between Styx and Jer, because Styx has actually read books in his life, like claims to have written books. Styx actually does have like some sort of a political philosophy with his libertarianism or whatever. Whereas Jer has never had any sincere convictions about anything. So while Tarl's politics might be cringe, like it is out of a sincere interest in politics and not just as a way to fucking grift. So you have to give him that over Jer for sure.
So Ash, this was the guy on YouTube. Obviously he's banned now, but he would do tutorials. So watch this.
Hello, and welcome to Gardening on Salvia. I'm Eric, your host. Today we're going to learn how to plant a curry plant in our garden on salvia. Now, I picked out a great spot.
And then
it begins to vibrate. And then we're gonna go ahead and dig our hole. So
yeah, the hole was not getting dug.
He's got tutorials of him doing everything, but he smoked salvia before doing it. That's salvia. That's not fake.
That shit's serious. That
shit's fucking demented, bro. Holy.
Because like on shrooms, like at least you can, depending on the dosage, like maintain, right?
Yeah.
But like on that shit, you're just gone. Like you're just fucking gone. Like,
yeah, buddy. Shrooms still could be crazy though, man. I've had some shroom trips where it's like I lost it like for like 10 hours. Whoa.
They're spending years making
in the best way possible though, in the funnest way.
Non-political content.
It can also be really fucking scary.
I had one really scary one in the woods with my friends. Oh man, I was seeing a bunch of eyes in the darkness of the woods blinking at me all at high speed, like thousands of eyes. Oh my God, it was horrible.
To yap about politics for as long as he's been yapping about demons and conspiracy theories. Initially, the occult and conspiracy theories got more views on average than the political ones, the occasional political commentary banger notwithstanding. This would gradually change as we entered 2016 and the election cycle
really
that year
started everything. Like Styx completely shifted and became like a completely different person because he decided that his entire life was going to be based around glazing Donald Trump. Even though Donald Trump didn't truly align with what he actually believed in, he realized that he could grift and make a ton of money on the Trump train. So he just fucking went all in on this and just became a full-blown fucking grifter, straight up.
Yep.
Started revving up. Styx was an active commentator throughout it, talking about his happenings, bashing the establishment and old media's coverage of it, and going off a lot about why Hillary Clinton was a terrible candidate. He would also scrub through the WikiLeaks controversy thoroughly. Styx made clear, though, that he wasn't automatically a Trump superfan with a MAGA tramp stamp just because he was railing against Clinton.
Do not confuse my disdain for Hillary Clinton as being adulation of, worship of, or blind approval of Donald Trump or Donald Trump's policies.
The anti-Clinton content in particular—
Imagine using the word adulation. Crazy.
Is what really got Styx's channel popping among a non-occult audience, with those videos getting consistently good views, including a viral doozy of a vid from Styx he posted just a few days before the election called "The Clintons May Be Involved in Child Trafficking."
Maybe.
Our YouTube
They are.
Oh my God. Was he wearing makeup?
I swear to God, he's like a completely different person. Like
in every shot. He looks different in every video that he's showing here.
Leaks actually tweeted out an infographic which had been compiled by Reddit on, I believe, the Donald, involving
he can't have been more than 90 pounds there. No, like he looks fucking sickly. Like
he always does, though. Be real.
Yeah.
Laura Silsby, who may be involved with the Clintons on a business level on multiple occasions. So the Clintons may be involved in child trafficking.
Before election night even came, Tarl's political commentator, news slopper star was already shining in the sky like Lucifer. Before he started causing trouble at home and his big bro Michael had to whoop that ass.
Rail clutching.
Styx, while still not a mega MAGA millennial or even that much of a conservative, found himself solidly on the right side of the aisle just on the basis of deeming Hillary the worst option available on the left. And come election night, a lot of people agree.
We got
Styx would take a short—
Hassan Lovechild says Kino Casino Cross internet comment etiquette when I don't know who that is. Do you?
Internet comment etiquette?
No.
Right.
Victory lap for calling the election more accurately than most, including pretty much all of the media. And this is where Styx's MAGA journey would begin. But again, he wasn't gonna go with the usual right-wing grifter strat and play pretend Christian conservative for easy views. Styx already had his own spiritual and political beliefs. The libertarian demon owl devotee persona wasn't going anywhere. Styx would become very supportive towards Trump, however, seeing him as the anti-establishment figure that, while highly flawed, America could still use at the moment. Him hopping aboard the MAGA Express would see his channel grow even faster, as would his participation in debates with other political influencers and commentators, from the skeptics to the dissident right. Styx would debate Nick Fuentes twice, and he'd be part of an infamous Warski live debate stream.
It was.
I am everywhere.
Featuring the all-star cast of—
This is all your fault, buddy.
Wow, Youngs. I looked like the exact. Oh my God, I looked like the same almost, just like a little bit older. That's how it works when you age, right, guys?
Carl Sargon of a cat.
I just mean like the haircut and everything, right? That's what I meant.
Benjamin, Joseph Pierre Garvey, Richard Spencer, and himself. All the autism and fallout from this stream in particular made Styx have to stress again that he wasn't part of any clique or internet—
My arms were tiny. Oh my God, Warski. Lift.
faction, or even really a conservative at all.
Here's something that I've noticed.
Holy fuck,
and it's
Styx
really
needs to put a shirt on. Fucking the reverse Bo Bandy, for fuck's sake. Like, no cheeseburger locker on him, but he still needs to put a goddamn shirt on now.
in the wake of the Spencer debate. I can assume probably the reason why is that debate sort of encapsulated the debate between the hegemonic core of the alt-right and the hegemonic core of maybe the skeptics or people associated with Sargon.
The hegemonic center of the alt-right. Like,
no one
was the alt-right ever hegemon? Like, what the fuck is he talking about? I don't know. Let's continue.
General mentality. Like when you get creators and they have a disagreement, all their fans, they suddenly become so polarized, it's like looking at two groups of football fans. Again, I'm not a fucking football team, dude. I'm a content creator. I don't have any enemies. Look, there are no enemies for me online.
He was his own man on his own hippie libertarian journey who didn't want to be shackled by dumb labels. He didn't care about all that. He didn't care about his videos getting demonetized either. He just accepted that it came with the game he was playing, and like a proper capitalist and self-sustaining libertarian.
Though, from what I understand, Mikey, he wouldn't turn on advertisements. Like, he didn't have monetization enabled. Now, I think eventually he did turn it on.
He did. No, he did. I remember him talking about this vividly, where he was discussing what you were saying, how at first he didn't want to, but then he did, but then it was all demonetized or like limited ads anyway. So it was like he didn't rely on it or something. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Made digital revenue from multiple streams and platforms.
One thing that I did long ago
helmet.
is I realized that the ad-driven internet was a bad idea. So I don't have ads on my YouTube videos. If you're seeing an ad at all, it's there due to some copyright glitch or something. So I started taking donations. There are links in the description to Patreon and Subscribe.
Oh, that's what happened. He didn't take ads, but then he opened up Patreon.
Yes.
That's what happened.
And the Subscribe Star. And then he had like all the alt tech shit.
Wasn't it like, wasn't it fucking Sargon was the one who caught everyone on
I think a lot of those
Star.
guys are still over on Subscribe Star to this fucking day. I don't know how popular it is anymore. Like,
I started selling books. I've got over 200 volumes available as of making this video.
The site's fucking garbage, and you'd upload there thinking it'd be an archive, but now it's all inaccessible. Like, it's like some junk ass like torrent tech or some shit.
The person who has the video has to be online when you click the video, so it works. So if you don't have enough people online, it doesn't work. It's like, what?
While some of these books were just reformatted public domain occult texts,
they want the UK to be able to watch them, right?
Some were about his own original occultic studies, and some were full of peak fiction like the following. Manson continues to beat Satan over the head for some time, with the helpless Hellion on the floor, crying, putting up no resistance at all, as he's too injured to do so. With one almighty swing and the aid of a toaster, Satan is dazed as his skull is impacted, seeing their leader gasping on the floor and too confused to do anything. The demons simply grab pitchforks and begin dancing around him, stabbing him in the cock with their weapons and laughing. Satan cries out in chagrin as Manson plots a little more revenge for Satan's naughty behavior. He removes the now cooled iron from Satan's dick and rips his own pants off.
This could be written by like a 13-year-old. Like, it really is like The Legend of Scrody McBooger Balls by Butters. It really, all of these stupid stories he did.
So, by the way, remember how we were like showing his news stories, like the guy who fucked the chicken or whatever, like that shit? His stories were always this bad. Like,
they were always fucking. I think it got even worse, though. To be honest,
fair statement.
Horny and slams his own 8-inch member.
I've always hated, and preyed upon his downfall.
Into the
man, it's like, where's God in this conversation?
Some were books about botany, which is another passion of Styx's. He ain't no stranger to herbs. One of the reasons for his strong affinity to Stolas is because Stolas is all about teaching his cultists about that herb and how to blaze it up just right. To be clear, Styx doesn't really care about Mary Jane. He's more of a Gwen Stacy or Felicia Hardy type of guy, and didn't grow any cannabis in his own meticulously maintained garden. garden. Bro took his greenery very seriously. He had Botany 101 dedicated to his psychedelic homesteading activities.
Episode 3, Salvia divinorum. I decided that I was going to play it safe. I got a 5 times extract and smoked a very small amount of it my first time. You're going to see weird shit. It causes full-on visual hallucinations beyond LSD, beyond psilocybin.
Don't do
On
it.
my most funny trip, I took roughly a bowl of 10 times extract. I took several large hits of it. I was on the phone with my friend at the time. And
what an idiot.
And my computer began to change. I saw it smoking, like the top of the computer was melting into the ceiling, like it was dissolving. The keyboard turned into a cobblestone road, and I felt myself pulled down it. And to me, it felt like I was walking down this road. And apparently, what I told my friend, and I was sort of half out of it at the time, of course, because salvia.
Now, some of you psychedelic skeptics.
I don't know.
A mute from YouTube.
Did he have to? He had to censor it.
So
I
long,
guess.
Bowser.
Skeptics might ask, Mikey, couldn't Styx putting himself through all that disruptive brain chemistry experimentation for so long have had long-term consequences on his cognitive state in the future?
Well,
I mean, yeah, it's possible. But the more obvious culprit in Tarl's eventual cognitive decline is his drinking problem. While every other substance he puts in his body for spiritual research purposes has been somewhat well regulated, the liquid spirits have been a whole nother story. The thing is, unlike somebody like the Quartering or Only Use Me Blade, who've been slaves to the bottles since they've had their first drink, Styx recognized how bad his drinking habit was and how it was affecting his life and decided to quit.
Think that they all realize how bad it is, but they can't stop. Like, at some point, obviously, Blade realized how bad it was. Like, when there was fucking leg holes and he was pissing and shitting himself on the RV. And he did stop. What's really sad is that Blade lost his toes during his year of sobriety. His body was just so fucked.
Oh, fuck. That's
that
brutal.
He did finally quit. And then when he did, like a year in, they fucking had to amputate his toes. So then he just started drinking again. He's like, fuck it, I want to die.
Man, that's brutal, dude.
Styx actually did, back in June of 2017, announce that he had quit drinking. Now, this could have all just been talk with Styx still taking shots behind the scenes, but it did look like Styx was really trying to make a change. See, by the latter part of 2017, he was starting a self-transformation journey, a metamorphosis of sorts, and not just the dyeing your hair.
Imagine, by the way, that he actually did quit alcohol. How different his fucking life. Like
Styx?
Yeah, I don't know. If Styx had quit alcohol when he said he was going to on that tweet, like how different his fucking life would be. God damn.
Yeah, he still probably would have fucked up his life with all of these women, but probably nowhere near as bad. You know,
well, the alcohol is the reason why he fucked up with a lot of them, because he made his bad decisions on it, you know?
I think that the alcohol just strips you down to who you really are.
True.
You know, and it's that he's a fucking piece of shit. So it may have made him more impulsive or more violent or more fucking retarded, but ultimately it reveals the truth about who you are. And it's, you know, I think he was going to cheat on those women and fuck them over and, you know, choose these insane fucking women who are then going to come out and expose him for years and hold these grudges. Like, he just made some really, really bad decisions when it came to these bitches.
Yeah.
Bisexual sort. He was entering a point of his life where he was starting to cross-examine his vices and excesses and get himself in order.
That's right.
This is something I call.
He might not have an active warrant, but he would still be paying rent for a woman that hates him.
True.
Which is like the most twisted. Like, the woman got him arrested, and he still paid her rent. What the fuck? When he had a no contact order and he was texting her, sending her all this money and shit. But the moment that fucking money ran out, she fucking snaked him and sent his ass to fucking prison anyway. But he was a big piece of shit. So, but they're all fucked. All of them are fucked.
Rail clutch. It's when somebody momentarily enters a state of metacognition when it comes to their own self-destructive tendencies and tries to abruptly change course before they go off the rails. In my experience while making lolcow documentaries, rail clutching is pretty common. Almost every person who has eventually become a lolcow has had at least one major rail clutch phase in their lives. They almost always end up failing and becoming lolcows anyway, but they did try to course correct at one point. In late 2017 was the beginning of Styx's rail clutching arc, and it started with him laying off the sauce for good. So far as was verifiable, the only thing Styx was drinking besides water after his sobriety announcement was coffee, which he always clanked his fucking spoon in.
If you're interested in things like this,
you
can get your coffee on in the morning, and you can drink out of your own Styx mug. And you should definitely leave your spoon in when you're drinking coffee. It makes it taste better. Trust me, it's just the way it works.
That shit was so annoying, dude. Got made into a meme, and he ended up giving his fans some goofy ass nickname based on it. The Clankers.
All right.
And now it's taken by AI.
The Clankers.
Time for the final clanker mobilization of the 2010s. We're going into a whole new decade.
Nigga was calling his fans a slur for AI back in the 2010s. Now his loyalty and fealty to his fire.
You know what's crazy is
that's all AI.
Styx is truly gonna have no fucking legacy. Like in a few years, like nobody's gonna remember this guy for fucking anything.
Well,
it's over.
We will occasionally reminisce of the.
I don't think so, actually. Like, I actually don't think so. Like with somebody like Ralph, maybe, but Styx is just gonna be forgotten, bro. Like straight up, and he's just right now he's just fizzling away. Like the sad thing about Tarl is that he's not chosen to go out in like the blaze of glory, like getting arrested, going to fucking jail, coming back out. He's just decided to like exist on the margins of society as an outlaw on the run and just slowly bleed out and lose all respect anybody had for him, all clout, all of his money, everything, and just like fizzle away until nobody cares, which it's very sad. But honestly, I hate this motherfucker with a burning passion, and I'm just fucking glad he's suffering.
Yeah.
Really.
About fucking time, man.
Owl Daddy Stolas was not one of the things Styx was gonna
remember the last like Hail Mary he did was the interview with Ralph. And then we saw him pour the bottle in the glasses. And I zoomed in. I'm like, is that
and he tried to deny that there even was charges and that the charges were dropped, charges he would later be found guilty of.
Yeah.
And he just will lie and gaslight people about shit that's like a matter of public record that's verifiable. He's a fucking piece of shit.
And he DM'd me. I thought we were friends. And I'm like, I haven't talked to you in 7 years. Shut the fuck up. And when we did, it was like twice. Because I had you on Warski Live to debate fucking Sargon, whatever. Or Richard Spencer.
Changed during his rail clutch arc. Something he would decide to quit besides booze was his hoes. The dark trinity Styxhexenhammer's life has revolved around has been Stolas, booze, and mentally unstable women. Styx's sexual conquest might be the greatest evidence that he might actually be getting some juice from Stolas, because this guy has been getting way more ass than any demon-worshipping hippie from Vermont named Tarl ever should have. I mean, he's been running through them. Not just across state lines either, but across the sea. He had birds nested over in Europa, flying across the Atlantic just to hook up with Stolas' top guy. Bro was really trying to channel his inner King Solomon. We actually know quite a bit about some of the girls Styx was messing with, because several of his exes have congregated within Styx's Kiwi Farms thread to spread all sorts of dirty laundry about Taro and about each other. While a lot of it is fun to read.
What do you think?
It's truly insane because they don't just talk shit about Tarl, but they all actively fight with each other in the thread, and at various times like are fighting over him on Kiwi Farms, which is like completely fucking twisted and honestly might be the most interesting part of all of it. Like the recent battles between Nikki and Sam were truly fucking insane.
That was
and they
crazy.
just Oh my God. And I tried to get these fuckers on and be like, well, you guys got to argue with each other. They asked for $5,000. This bitch is fucking homeless, Nikki is. And she's asking me for $5,000.
Well, she told the stories on Kiwi Farms.
Remember? I offered her $500 to come and yell at Sam, you know? Jesus Christ.
Man. It is ultimately just a bunch of bitter, jilted women spreading he said, she said about an ex-boyfriend they can't stand and hate they ever hooked up with. So we're gonna have to pepper any info they share with a mountain of salt unless they come packaged with actual receipts attached, like DMs or video, which they rarely do. Still, they do give a good impression of just how messy Styx's life has been behind the scenes and why he had to say sayonara to all of it. And he'd do even more than that. Tarl would tie the knot, and it wouldn't be with any members of his BPD harem. It would be with a cute Dutch YouTuber named...
Look at this. He fucked up so bad, bro. Just fumbled the bag, bro. Like,
that was
what
his
a disaster. Wife? Yes.
Elizabeth philosophy. This announcement of Styx getting hitched caused several of his already bitter ex-lovers to get even more bitter, but they weren't a concern anymore.
One of them
Styx was on a new path, and he would even do the
one point.
Really? Like, oh wait, why is the description? Yeah. Sorry, that description popped open. I don't know what the fuck that was. That's fucking insane.
Unthinkable, and finally move out of his parents' house so he could go overseas and settle down with Liz in the Netherlands.
All right, everyone.
Hey guys.
It's time for a little bit of an update here. This is the Netherlands. It is actually the city of Amsterdam, and for those of you who don't know,
you get to go live in Netherlands with this bitch.
Actually, my wife.
And you fumble it to go back and live at your parents' house and fucking be an alcoholic and commit crimes and go on the run from the law. Like, just the stupidest bastard in the fucking world.
That's actually fucking insane. Like that from like the that arc is just the most, I think the biggest downfall. One of the biggest downfalls I've ever seen.
All the old BS behind him, and now had a pretty wife, a new quiet life in Holland, and all while still being a successful content creator and self-publisher.
First and foremost, I would say this. I am happily married. I looked back at the life that I had been leading for, quite some time prior to my marriage, and I was unsatisfied with it. I was a drunken wreck for a lot of it, and also kind of neurotic. There were times when I was unfaithful to those that I was with. What I have done is I looked back at my drunken, stupid self, and I decided to make a change. And I decided that I didn't want to wake up at 40 with cirrhosis. I didn't want to wake up at 50 completely alone. I didn't.
Well, it all came true. Like it all came true. All of his worst nightmares.
Oh God!
And he may not even make it.
I didn't want.
No, he's not. He's not gonna make it.
Get demented from drinking too much, or get fucked over so no one would ever care about me again. I looked at my life, decided it was on the wrong course, and decided to change.
The rail had been successfully clutched. Styx's relocation to the Netherlands with Liz initially didn't go as smooth as he hoped, because bro would start
By the way, this arc happened when we had... No, we hadn't started the show yet, have we? No.
Not right at this time, but...
Oh, it was the second escape. It was
shortly, yeah.
The second escape, okay.
West tweets not even a year into moving there, saying he needs somebody to save him from Amsterdam. He was so rattled he couldn't even make videos or stream like usual for a little while. I guess there was just something about the beautiful, cultured, low-crime city of Amsterdam that was simply too much for this literal demon worshiper. Tarl saying how tough it was to get situated because he couldn't...
What's crazy, though, about this is that they speak English in the Netherlands. Like, I think they actually have like the highest fluency in English of anywhere in fucking Europe. Like, so I actually think that he's just like a complete stick.
Oh, it's alcohol. It's alcohol.
I think he just is a socially awkward guy who's scared to talk to a stranger is really what it came down to.
I think he was just drunk as fuck and couldn't handle it. That's what I think happened.
Speak Dutch really goes to show how much of a socially retarded recluse he is. Because if he had tried speaking to any random Dutchman even once, he'd quickly realize you don't really need to know Dutch to navigate the Netherlands as an English speaker, because the Netherlands has an English fluency rate of like 95%.
So
literally the most English fluent country.
You're stealing Mikey's research and reiterating it before it happens?
Well, I think we probably both stole it from the same places, honestly.
Oh, shit, where's the mouse?
Country in the world that doesn't have English as his native language. There's a very strong possibility that the only people Styx interacted with while he was in the Netherlands this whole time was his wife and her family. Oh, and a drug dealer. Styx apparently had a run-in with a drug dealer that had him internet.
This was insane. This fucking story of the drug dealer. I don't know how true this is. Like, Styx is such an unreliable narrator, but like, I don't know if the drug dealer fucked Liz or what happened here, but you should not have messed with someone like me. Like, he has these weird delusions of grandeur and this tough guy act that he does. Like, he DM'd me like shit like this also years ago, threatening me. And it's like, no one's scared of you. Like, what the fuck?
Buddy, it's like, shut the fuck up. He's such a loser.
A guy posting on Twitter about how totally not scared of him he was. Bit weird how the only Dutch local aside from Liz and her family he could interact with was this drug dealer, but whatever. Nothing came of all this crybaby behavior from Styx, and the following year was pretty damn nice for him, all things considered. COVID hit the Netherlands like it hit everywhere else, but considering Styx already worked from home, didn't talk to people besides his wife and her family, and didn't go outside, period, it really didn't affect them that much. 2020 was actually an especially good year for Styx because he got retweeted by Donald Trump himself in October of that.
What?
That's crazy.
That's
I didn't remember that.
Wild. Holy.
That year.
All right,
That's
everyone, it's time
crazy.
for a fun moment here, which is that the other day I got retweeted by the president, that is President Trump, and when I first got a couple of messages on Twitter saying, oh, congratulations, I'm like, what?
Tarl in return told the orange man with the plan that he had his vote. It didn't help. Still, Styx was really grateful about that retweet because he really needed it. His channel had been losing steam since 2019, and so had his Patreon. After the election from 2021 to 2022, Styx would go an entire year without permanently gaining any subs. In fact, he was slightly...
That's rough. What were you going to say?
The decline's been going on for a long time, but it was nowhere near as bad as it is today. I think he's lost like 30,000 subscribers from the peak of his channel.
I wonder
like
what
this.
he's
Like,
at.
I think he's in the 480s now.
Styxhexenhammer. I hate how social media doesn't fucking auto search it when you're
lose a few.
He's at 489,000 subs.
Bleeding
he hasn't put
stuff.
out a video in 9 days, and these last videos he put out, like, he looks like Julian Assange, like when he was dragged out of the embassy. Like, he looks fucked.
Assange maxing
stasis. For some reason, Stolas wasn't giving him that same juice he was before. He was leaving his boy a little dry for some reason. But a few blessings still did come Styx's way, with the biggest one being him and Liz having a kid in April of 2022.
All right, everyone, I got very, very happy news. He may have been one
kid wearing his dad's clothes. Yeah, he's like... Yeah, he looks better wearing something like that.
Yeah, like more chill, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of late. Styx hasn't uploaded. I am now a father. Our daughter was indeed born this morning.
This really was the crescendo of Styxhexenhammer 666's life. He was happily married in Europe with a pretty wife, a little girl, and a stable, albeit stagnant income. His channel wasn't booming like it was before, but he still got decent views on his vids and streams. It was still moving a good number of books each month. It looked like things couldn't get better for Tarl. And they didn't. Tarl would live his dream life for another year and a half after his daughter's birth before he had to abruptly head back to the States. Initially, he and Liz portrayed this as a temporary thing, not even a separation really. It was just Styx going back to America for a holiday or something. But people started noticing that Styx's wedding ring finger was awfully naked in his newer vids. Despite reassurances from Liz and Styx, he had in fact permanently returned to the United States.
All right, everyone, I'm back.
What happened?
Literally back in the USSA. I've had a very bizarre experience the last
It's kind
few
of unclear, but we'll see what Mikey came up with.
I'm assuming he drank, she couldn't handle it, kicked him out or something, and then
I don't think so. I don't know. I guess he was like cheating on her with Sam, but like and then there becomes like a point. Yeah, and then like Sam thought that he was exclusive with her, but he was still with Liz, kind of.
Oh my god,
and
what
then,
an idiot.
Yeah.
What a fucking dumbass, dude.
Fucking
dumbass.
It's crazy, actually.
Now, Styx will put out some
You
cryptic
have a
ass
bitch at home when you're a kid and you're gonna talk to Sam, who's in America. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
tweets about vindictive exes near the end of 2023, and when pressed about what was going on, said he was assaulted by a drug dealer and forced to leave the Netherlands because of it.
I knew when these tweets came out about the drug deal, I knew shit was fucked, and I knew that it was gonna crumble for him. Like, I knew it. This is insane. It's like some schizophrenic shit he was saying.
I bet you she caught him with drugs or something.
So Wig Splitter says he doesn't know who the fuck Sam is. You'll learn who Sam is here.
Yeah.
Insane? So let me get this straight. You apparently got either fucked up or just pressed really hard by a drug dealer like you're Ziggy from The Wire, supposedly the same drug dealer you were seething about before. And instead of reporting this drug dealer who's threatened your life to the Dutch authorities, you just caught a flight back to safety across the Atlantic and didn't bring your family with you. You just left your wife and kid in the same city where this dangerous drug dealer threatening your life and has it out for you is still living. Sorry, Tara, but this story just ain't adding up. There are alternate retellings of Styx's relocation story that make more sense, with the most popular one being that Styx fell back into his old vices, boozing it up and flirting with women behind his lady's back. Now look, when you're a bachelor with no kids, getting drunk all the time and cheating on your girl is one thing. Once you get married and have a kid, expectations for your behavior change. But apparently Taro disagrees. Another theory comes from one of Styx's many vindictive exes who post on the Kiwi Farms. Jade said that Styx had once gotten so drunk one night that he ended up putting Liz in a headlock.
What about
this? Resulted in a male relative.
I don't know if Mikey's gonna bring this up or not, but I'm pretty sure that Black X claims that Styx grabbed a sword and chased her around with it, trying to kill her. And what's interesting is Nikki claims something similar, that Taro would threaten to like kill her with his sword and stuff like this. This is like corroborated by a couple different women that Taro would threaten them with his sword.
Obviously, his wife left him because like he did something in that level. Basically.
Well, he obviously fucked up very badly. I don't think it was really her decision. I feel like she wanted to like reconcile, but Taro just said, fuck it. I don't know.
I doubt it. I bet you the shit that she's seen, she's like, I'm not going to do it. Especially with a baby. Like, you can't have that around a baby.
And on Taro in return and teaching him to keep his to himself. And Styx ran away from Europe in fear. Yeah, we got nothing to really corroborate this story of Jade's beside Jade's own words. Jade has met Liz in person, but Elizabeth herself hasn't lobbed any accusations like this against Styx. So this is ultimately just more he said, she said. Again, while it's interesting and fun to read the slander Taro's former girlfriends and side pieces share about him, you gotta take what they say with a grain of salt. I will say, based on what would transpire later about Styx, this story of Jade's isn't 100%.
I believe every single word,
that unbelievable. But less because Taro showed us that he was on some Ike Turner type timing and like to play rock'em sock'em with women, and more because he showed us that
to be with Styx, you have to be a type of woman.
Listen. The thing is, they're all nuts, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And
That's what I'm saying,
but this is the thing: is like if you're an abusive piece of shit, you just get with some bitch who's nuts, and no one will ever believe their abuse, even if. This is the thing. It's like the same shit with like Destiny, where it's like all these bitches are BPD and insane, and their testimony is completely unreliable. So it's like, what are you gonna do?
Based.
But there's obviously some fucking smoke. There's obviously some fire here. Something's not right.
Well, I wouldn't say there's fire. I would say it's already burned all down.
Yeah.
It's ashes.
From his parents, it is in the presence of alcohol of questionable quality and women of even more questionable quality, Styx makes very, very unwise decisions.
Oh, he's getting jailhouse raw.
Styx did not waste any time whatsoever when it came to getting back into the field after abruptly separating from his family back in Europe. His new girlfriend was one Samantha Keister. Well, she wasn't really new. She was an old flame of Styx from before he got married. And she is nuts, bro. For starters, she has been one of the girlfriends of Taro who have been part of his Kiwi Farms thread for pretty much as long as the thread.
How nuts she is, okay? She's one of the only people ever that asked for her own Kiwi Farms thread so that she could spurg and fight with everybody who hated her from the Styx thread. That's how insane she is. And she posted her bare ass to own the A-logs in the thread. It's fucking insane. And she like battled Nikki in court and got a restraining order against fucking Nikki.
Remember, she was in chat and she would donate to us like 100 kicks for us to do the Styx segment.
Yeah, and then she'd like tell me like she was showing her kids the show. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I think that was her. You know, it's like, oh my God.
That's not good. That's not good.
Has been around under the name Lilith, and she's shared tons of info, not just about Styx and some of his other exes, but also about herself. She literally doxed herself in another person's Kiwi Farms thread. Now, this isn't unique to her. A lot of Taro's girlfriends have overshared information about themselves in this thread. Now, because Sam was so gracious as to dox herself, we know that she herself was also married and separated from her own family prior to her.
The lore of her and this fucking guy is crazy, bro. And like the fight they have, oh man, it's fucking nuts. And like the kids apparently getting drowned in the fucking water. And fucking, you know, all this crazy shit. Like I don't really remember it well enough to accurately recount what's going on. But there's like a battle about the fucking like baking tins that this guy took, like the crock pot. And she's like going to holy hell war with this guy to try and get back her kitchen appliances rather than just repurchasing the few $100s worth of kitchen appliances. Because again, she refuses to work a job. So it's all fucked.
Okay.
Up with Styx. She also lost custody of her kids, which
like
you damn near gotta be slitting your own wrist.
So just realize how fucked it is that she, as the mother, lost custody of her kids.
Oh, God!
Okay? That's what we're dealing with here.
Oh.
In front of the judge to do if you're a woman in a custody battle. Again, to be fair to Sam, she's not the only woman Styx has been involved with who lost a custody battle. Yeah. Stolas' top guy really knows how to pick him. Now, another thing, and this is according to Sam, who is nuts, she almost had another kid with Taro, but Taro coerced her into drinking Mission Abort tea and sending future little man off to the heavenly server in the sky. Despite this initial rough and tumble romance with Styx, Sam was still possessive enough about his dick to try and convince him that Elizabeth was up to no good and that he should split up from her. That Liz was just a Lilith, a Jezebel, a Delilah looking to trim Styx's powerful flowing mane while his guard was down and force him to live a happy, peaceful family life in Europe. These home-wrecking harlot tactics of hers didn't work, but she did eventually get her wish anyway, because not only did Styx and Liz end up splitting ways, Sam got the privilege of being Taro's rebound chick, and she get to hog plenty of his hog and his attention.
Oh man, that's a rough photograph.
Look at this photograph.
being Tarl's rebound.
I thought the same
And she
thing.
get to hog plenty of his hog and his attention because despite a few trips back to the Netherlands in early 2025, it didn't look like Styx was paying that much attention to his wife or even his daughter. With Liz tweeting out one day, "Never trust or respect anyone that does not take care of their own children." Man, I wonder what could prompt a single mother to say something like that. This all made Styx and Sam two peas in a pod, or more accurately, two poor parents in a doomed relationship. The signs that there'd be trouble in paradise came as early as September of 2024, when Styx got a little too tipsy and handsy with Samantha.
Hey, this is my darling.
Oh my God. This was, you knew it was over.
Yes.
This was the definitive moment, the point of no return where he was completely fucked. Because everybody's like, aren't
What
you fucking
the
married
fuck?
and you're
Yeah.
groping this one? This was the election stream in 2024. And this, like, his whole audience saw this shit and was like, what the fuck happened?
Mm.
Oh, she's icked out too. Like,
Sound effect.
Ooh, that's a Hall of Fame ick moment right there. It really takes a lot to get a woman you're in a relationship with to make a face like that. Styx's reaction to other people's reaction to his poor actions was to deflect all accountability onto alcohol and lack of sleep.
Yeah, some people want to troll me over my live stream last night. Look,
Trolled?
I was completely punch drunk. Again, I've had 20 hours of.
By the way, the fucking word trolling is like now, like if you call
it's
someone
just
out
a
for like a,
catch-all. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you criticized me. This is a troll. It's like, not really. Like, is it trolling when you get charged with crimes? Like, are you being trolled by the prosecutor? I guess from a certain point of view you are, but like, I don't think most normal people would accept that definition. You know?
Fuck,
fucking
dude.
sleep in the last week. If I act a little bit weird or something like that, there's probably a reason for it.
Is there?
I can't help it.
Yeah, he just couldn't help it. The booze possessed him. They call it spirits for a reason, you know. Styx also said right after this,
I've had insomnia since I was a little kid.
which I found very interesting because Styx also said that Stolas came into his life as a kid. Man, so around the time you started developing...
You see Ralph as the like man, I'm thinking
Ralph
like,
as the thinker, you know. I'm the thinker, bish.
Ralph looks so much better
You
like
know,
that.
what is he
Holy.
thinking about? Like, what is Gunt thinking about this week? I'm gonna have some pepperoni combos and whiskey later, bitch.
Developing sleeping problems was also around the same time you started seeing demons. Just kind of odd how he's
Why did you like what was so pepperoni combos? Like why is that the food?
Because I saw Ralph like this was like 7 years ago eating pepperoni combos, and he goes, "These pepperoni combos." He's eating them. Oh, God tier snack, and he's like his mouth full of fucking pepperoni combos. He's talking about how they're a God tier snack and they're underrated. So when I did my like Ronnie Ralph video game review, like I included pepperoni combos. And I also noticed that they were the official snack of NASCAR, which I thought really fit like the redneck, you know, theming of it, you know? So
that's actually Kino. And then we brought it in for the what's it called? The bog hog. Yeah.
Yes.
Bog hog.
never made any sort of...
They are good though.
It's a meme house. What the fuck is a pepperoni combo? They are fire. I was on the combos hard for like a year. I was getting them, but now I haven't had them in like 5 fucking years.
I haven't seen them in a while, but I'll say this.
No,
if I
don't see them. If I saw them, I would get them. The pizza ones are good. The pepperoni ones are fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, they're like these little pretzels with like a cheese filling.
But they're filled with
It's kind of gross, but but they're good.
They're salty and they're like tasty. Like,
connection there. Like maybe the demon owl he swears is his
I
infernal best friend doesn't.
Bugles fell off, bro. I mean, you
Wait,
put the
that
bugles on
clone
your
thing?
fingers as a kid. Yeah.
I love the bugles. What happened to those?
I think they're out of business.
I used to fucking like crush bugles. And crispers? For crispers?
The crisper crackers.
Oh,
yeah,
the
I think
fucking
those
salt
are,
and vinegar. Oh, that was so good.
Those are still around. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They are. I've seen them. I haven't bought them in a long time, but
Have his best interest in mind? Nah, come on. Stolas, the demon, having bad intentions. Bro, that's the homie. He would never. Tarl is his top guy. That's why he walks around swagged out in that Vizzy Pop Stolas merch. And no, I am not joking. Styx loves Vizzy Pop's version of Stolas. He's not just a LARPer or bandwagoner who just buys the merch. He has genuinely watched the show and gave it a glowing review.
Hell of a Boss is an animated series by Vivzy Pop, and is quite interesting.
The
A lot of it
Vivzy Pop
is just
has
like
come back.
It's an animated
Remember
series,
that was
so
like
it's
a
fictional.
super chat towards the beginning of the show.
yeah. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? I heard this before, but yeah, it was earlier. So it's a cartoon. What's it called?
We're not gonna watch it,
No.
Mr. Manchester. Although me and Josh,
Watch it with Josh. Watch it
I
with
think
Josh.
I think Josh has like selected 3 different cartoons, and we're gonna watch an episode of each of the cartoons.
Oh, you'll enjoy it.
And then the audience is gonna get to decide which cartoon we're gonna watch. I don't really know how this ended up as like we're watching cartoons all the time. This is
Have fun, buddy. You watched the movie yet of that Psycho Circus?
well,
What was it
yeah,
called?
we fucking watched it. I don't know. I guess we were gonna watch it again. Like we already reviewed it, but
Oh.
now people want us to watch it because it just came out. Like
Yeah, watch it in
YouTube.
streaming. Oh, on YouTube. Okay, there you go. There you go.
But like
Very
I have no
entertaining,
desire to do that, but I feel like I'm gonna end up having to do that.
You have to.
So no.
You've signed a contract with a devil. Like you have to do it. This
Well,
is
yeah,
your-
Johnny Average. That's what I'm saying. We are doing more shows on Gumroad with Josh. I think we're filming tomorrow. It might be Thursday.
You're doing the.
I'm not 100% sure yet
yeah,
what day it's going to
Team
be, but it'll
Casino.
be at some point this week. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I really like the musical score so far. I like the plot line. The characters are funny. It's deeper and better than virtually any comparison that I could make in the
Good try,
contemporary
J.
sense.
Caesar 187. I've seen you trying, buddy. I'm not touching any of that shit with a 40-foot pole, buddy. Let them all fucking kill each other in the sewer. Fuck them. Fuck them. That's all I got to say.
I do like that Stolas particularly was the demon that was chosen as being one of the main protagonists within the series. I'm not gonna lie. You should definitely watch the fucking series from pilot to the recent episode and await the one this weekend.
When it comes to Stolas, Styx has literally said that he puts all of his faith in him
Muscovy,
and
that was
trusts
funny.
him to guide him through each new chapter of his life. That was probably a bad idea. Because as it turns out, when you're an alcoholic, deadbeat, insomniac who's as addicted to his vices as he is the BPD pussy, and you give the keys to your life to a fucking demon owl, bad things tend to happen. It all started
doubt.
tumbling down in late September when Styx took a trip to New Orleans with Samantha.
And to MMJ, no, I have not, and I don't give a shit what people post about me online. It literally means nothing to me. I'm about to go on vacation, dude. I don't give a shit.
Styx would do what his boozer ass did best and empty a few too many bottles, which got him in his feelings, as drinking a lot tends to do. He then got in a heated argument with Samantha, who was stressing him out, as borderline brides also tend to do. These factors, among earlier ones, all coalesced together into what would snowball into a disaster for Taro, because this motherfucker would
Orleans
throw his
hotel.
phone near Samantha and hit her in the face and make
Remember that?
Remember when we were being gaslit that
How
this
is
was
it
a fake
Fake? I
video
was
that
literally going to
was
say that
like,
right now. I was about to say that too.
yeah.
They're like, this is fake. And then we're like, and then like smash cut to a year and a half, 2 years later.
Mhm.
Was it fake, folks? How many times did we cover shit and people said it was fake? And then it ends up not only being real, but like more crazy than what we said originally. I would say like 9 times probably.
Face
at least,
and make her nose bleed.
Minimum.
The thing is, you know, Extra Spectre saying she made it up. The problem for Taro was that he admitted that he did it.
Yeah.
To the cops. So he was fucked. He admitted on like camera that he did it. So he's fucked.
Mm-hmm. Elton.
I don't care if you're crying. It makes no difference to me. You've treated me like absolute shit this entire time.
I wonder why his wife left him.
I'm 1,000 miles away from my home with a person who apparently I can't trust at all.
Stop this, man.
Do you know how that feels?
Styx would then be arrested, charged with domestic
abuse women. That's crazy.
Abuse and battery, and have to spend a week in a New Orleans jail where he may or may not have been jailhouse rocked by a Cajun crack.
Jailhouse rocked.
This is what I'm talking about. He went on Ralph's around this time.
Yeah.
This arc, the hotel in New Orleans arc, was wild.
God.
Times you probably were wondering.
He slept under the toilet and the fucking. So he was like sharing the cell with like 20 other black dudes. And they made him sleep with his head beside the toilet while they took fucking sloshers above him all night long. Oh, man.
That's not the sloshers. No.
Was for an entire week. It had, actually, I was in jail. Don't worry. I'm.
Yeah, since we've covered. So
you
if
wouldn't
you
be
go
behind
back,
bars for too long.
I don't know. This would be a show in like late 2024 or maybe early 2025.
Oh, 24. Yeah. No, I would say mid 24.
Yeah.
No, it's mid 24 for sure. No, that was Ricada.
Because this was
of
after.
That.
Yeah. So, but we covered like that New Orleans parish prison where he was at. Like we watched like a documentary on it. It's fucking awful. Like one of the worst jails to go to in the country. Like
yeah, awful. And it was all the black people.
But yeah,
like,
quartering bailed him out and never saw the money back. Stuff.
It's crazy. It's crazy how all the locales we cover all intersect like Avengers style like
it all converges. I
collaborations.
remember the first time it really converged into like the locale Avengers was like Cozy. Where like Ralph joined forces with Fuente. It was like our top
and Beardson and
characters.
Shit. Yeah,
they all like came together to unite. It was insane.
The problem is they all relied on Ralph to be like the destroyer, but it was tough because Ralph was always blackout drunk. So Root and all them had to defend Ralph while he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna build a church on that land." You goddamn right. I got the money to pay out daily.
Jeremy Hambley, of all people, would bail him out.
Jeremy Styx still greatly appreciates you
the
for
whole
bailing
stream
him out.
where he's trying to figure out bailing him out is one of the funniest streams. We covered the whole thing. And it was insane. Like, we got to go back. You got to go back in the Gumroad archive and find it. Well, so it was part of like A-logging Styx.
Yeah.
And then we were making fun of Jer for bailing him out and supporting him abusing women, blah, 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 blah. But it was more so like he just couldn't figure out. And he was like battling with the court staff or whatever. The fight was crazy.
Yeah. Holy.
Out in NOLA. Yeah, well, I never got that money back.
The moment Styx's exes learned about what happened, they started popping champagne. Christmas came 3 months early. They were out here serving demonic levels of kind over Tarl's misery.
Good morning. It seemed fitting to have a clanking spoon and a leather jacket on. for this video.
All part of Stolas' plan, I guess. Now, Styx has assured us this was not his fault. It wasn't his stupidity. It was Sam's, or the cops, or just the alcohol, making him act a little quirky again. But look, dude, if you're out here accidentally breaking noses whenever you get sloshed, it might be time to put the bottle down for good, take a step back, and reassess things. Tragically, Styx would do none of these things because his agency had long since been stolen by two things: whatever drink was in his hand at the moment, and the owl nigga he sold his soul to. And the owl nigga in question had just thought up something else that would be really funny.
Oh no!
Styx's poor choices resulted in one of the most
full
devastating
clown makeup and fucking wig on and the clown shoes. this is like full blown lol cow. This saga.
Yeah.
Getting personal losses in his life. Being separated from his daughter, man, who cares about that? I'm talking about the state taking his firearms away for him getting in trouble with the law. Taro, being the eccentric and defiant libertarian that he is, couldn't stand the fact that the glowies took his guns away. So he decided, fine, you want to treat me like an outlaw? I'll show you what an outlaw actually looks like. And started dressing like a fucking pirate. I guess his logic was that, hey, the pigs say I can't own guns. Gunpowder weapons are still on the table. Oh, I can't own a Glock? Well, guess what? I got that revolutionary blicky on me. That 1776 boomstick. That Davy Jones chopper. You know, I said before that Styx isn't a LARPer and takes all the quirky things he does very seriously. This is probably the first time where he was actually LARPing. He was RPing as a pirate to spite the law. And not just any pirate either. His occult nerd autism wouldn't stop at something even that straightforward. He was going to play pretend to be a vampire pirate.
All right, everyone, it's time for the occult video 400.
Vampire! Holy fuck, we're ringing the bell for that.
I don't even know how, like...
It's like it's not even real. Like,
it's not
what the
real,
fuck?
dude. This is so fucking crazy.
11, chaos and energy vampirism.
I forgot about the
because of course
vampire
I'm a
part.
vampire.
Styxhexenhammer 666 is a real menace because he can both blow you and suck you away. And this wasn't just something he did for a week or the better part of a month. Carl has stayed committed to this vampire persona to this day, making videos, streaming, and walking around his parents' house dressed like a Pirates of the Caribbean extra, complete with a cutlass on his waist. He also continues to get every day, because can you really call yourself a pirate if you're not borderline blackout drunk anytime you're not plundering for booty or getting your booty plundered? Styx has always had a drinking problem. Even he would tell you that. It's part of the reason why he initially had to stop drinking altogether a few years back. But post separation from his wife, his drinking habits have gotten worse and
he just
worse
doesn't give a shit
and
anymore.
worse, to the point he's even discombobulated at times when he's doing his content. An ironically positive side effect of this is that he finally managed to cure his insomnia.
And it's not a guess. I live here. You know what I mean? Like, it's
he fell asleep.
Oh my God.
Man, this was a major like falling off moment for Jer in his stream. When Taro passed out fucking drunk.
There's new people watching right now who are going, wait, what? Styx was on Quartering's show? Yes. Folks.
And so I don't know if Mikey brings this up, but Jer, I think, fronted like $7,000 to bail Taro out.
He should.
So
right?
Taro started working for Jer for free, but previously he was paid like $500 an appearance. That's how much money he wasted on these fucking bozo things.
I know, man. Brutal amount of money.
And then I guess eventually Styx worked off the debt by doing these appearances, but he would just get blasted, like blackout drunk. And then finally he just literally fell asleep in the chair on stream, and Jer kicked him from the call and fired him. Never to return.
Just the truth of it. And not appointee, this candidate now for weeks and weeks on end now. So
bro, he's mad there, buddy. Ooh, that's the scare Jer, buddy.
That's creepy.
Clearly, the whole Republican Party machine isn't.
What's funny is that despite going into 2025 with all these problems and shenanigans, his charges, his chaotic love life, him being estranged from his family back in Europe, and his YouTube channel continuing to underperform, Styx never stopped believing in the big guy downstairs. As a matter of fact, the opposite happened. Styx started repping Stolas' colors even harder, genuinely believing that through his own hexes and Stolas' power, he was bringing about chaos magic to destroy his enemies.
All right, everyone. New Orleans has been buried in snow. Yes, the kids are frolicking around. I'm assuming all of these schools are closed at the moment. Building snowmen. How coincidental.
Styx 100% believes this was all him and Stolas. You see, Styx isn't an ordinary black mage or warlock. No, he's a magician of chaos.
Now, you can do energetic work. I do it best when I'm in nature or when I'm laying in bed. I do chaos
or
magic.
when he's laying
I
in
filter
bed.
energy through myself, and I bombard a chosen target. Now, the effect can be unpredictable. There have been a few lately that I haven't bothered talking about, for example.
Not to be confused with a magician of black chaos, or a magician of black chaos max, or a dark magician of chaos, or black chaos to dark chaos magician. This chaos magic has reached such a degree of mastery that, like the high-level warlock he is, Styx has created...
Fucking Mikey no more pulls like a Warski when he gets into something he likes, like mention some reference from some anime or Yu-Gi-Oh or something.
His own
I love it.
All of the literary works that I've ever endeavored on have been released to the public. I've edited over 400 works, mostly about occult topics, and occasionally a little bit of other stuff.
This is great.
I've written dozens of works, mostly political, actually, other than my occult compilations and stuff like that. But now I'm writing my own grimoire. I'm documenting all of my various magical experiments, ceremonies. There'll be herbalism, everything. It
sounds like a Final Fantasy NPC that you talk to in the library. You know, you usually
going to be a bric-a-brac. But this one's not going to be for public consumption. This particular book is for my daughter, actually. We are occult royalty.
Right.
And he also uses his chaos magic, bolstered by
He's white trash, and your dad was a convicted sex offender. Shut the fuck up, Tarl. Bitch.
To warp reality to his will, allowing him to not only control the weather, but also kill niggas.
I've been experimenting with chaos magic, and I believe that I've figured out how to actually utilize it properly. But again, I'm just superstitious and delusional. If I were praying to your god, that would be totally normal. He would.
How are you?
Well, no, buddy. It's not normal to pray to God to kill people that are your enemies. You know what I mean? Like, maybe if you're in war, but like the district attorney of New Orleans was just doing his job. You're like, well, I prayed to a demon to murder him and it worked. It's like, that's not fucking normal, bro.
He's fucking retarded.
You know, you would have his ear out. What do you want? And stuff like that. Your god can save you from disease.
You know what's crazy? He's so bad now. Like, I thought he was bad here. And now I'm like, he still looks normal here, like comparatively, like
but
relatively.
he looked like fucking shit. But now it's like so bad. It's like, oh, he looks a lot better here.
It's like, oh shit. Yeah, time.
Save you in battle. Save your soul, actually. But I'm incapable of doing anything myself. It's completely impossible. When the deputy attorney general decides to off himself in his own office. Again, total coincidence. Even though it was within 2 hours of me landing in New Orleans the last time. These are coincidences.
Carl Warwick thinks that he's Light Yagami and Stolas is his real. And you know, there might be a little something to that chaos dark wizardry he keeps yapping about, because somehow he managed to beat his case.
All right, I'm so sorry for all of the people that dislike me. How sad.
See, this is where the dark era started, you know?
Dismissed. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Yes, I went in for a jury draw today, actually, in a Vermont case pending legal
See, but
action. And
I think that Mikey's kind of missed some stuff because he was convicted in the New Orleans court before this, wasn't he?
I don't remember. It was before or after.
No, he did not beat the New Orleans case. This is a separate case in Vermont that the charges were dismissed, but then he got arrested the next day. There's some things here, little pieces here and there that are kind of missing from this. Like I would have preferred, I think he was trying to avoid going into all of the stuff with the women and stuff, but like he really needed to bring up, and hopefully he does bring it up here about him simping for Sam and paying the rent and all that stuff. Like that is probably going to come in here as well, but there's so much here that genuinely, like, this could be 4 hours long. Like, I'm not kidding. There's just a lot that's out there.
I mean, I get it. At a certain point, you're like, all right, like, we get the picture, you know what I mean, type thing. But yeah, I hope he brings it up. We'll see.
But that would be the end of Styx's devilish streak of good luck. It's become very obvious that Styx's mental health isn't in the right place anymore. One of the best examples of this, besides all the obvious stuff, is how he continues interacting with his harem of deranged side pieces who've brought him nothing but problems. He even goes into his own Kiwi Farms thread specifically to argue, neg, and flirt with them on occasion. Styx is really a guy where sobriety and celibacy would do him a whole lot of good. But instead, he insists on involving himself with women he should be leaving alone. Like Sam, who he wasn't even
during the stroke arc.
Oh my God.
Supposed to be talking to because they had a no contact order.
I was gonna ask you, what's been.
This is the fucking famous stream.
So,
remember?
Hugney asked, yes, is it the Vermont case he has the warrant out for him? So there's 2 warrants, right? So in New Orleans, he was convicted of like some battery or some bullshit on Sam, right? And so there was a no contact order and he had to go to like anger management and stuff, right? He was on probation for that. And he violated the conditions of that by contacting Sam. In addition to that, Vermont started another case on him for negligent discharge of a firearm. And he was facing something like 26 fucking years in Vermont. So it got to the point where New Orleans was wanting him to go to fucking New Orleans, like to go to Louisiana and turn himself in to serve there for the battery. But Vermont wanted him to stand trial in Vermont for this fucking negligent discharge. Ultimately, he no-showed both courts, so there was 2 warrants out for his arrest. So he could have chose to turn himself in Vermont or turn himself in New Orleans, but what he chose to do instead was go to New York and pretend like none of this ever happened, to get drunk and pretend to be a pirate. That's what happened.
Based?
And the worst part, I guess, about the whole thing.
The worst part about this whole thing being apart from my girlfriend, because I'm not allowed to talk to her under court order.
He would also continue to pay Sam's rent even while she was actively litigating against him and wasn't even sleeping with him anymore.
Sam!
All that schmoozing he was doing didn't amount to anything because Sam would get Styx arrested again, this time on a negligent discharge charge.
Because he ran out of money.
Some of the relevant town police departments
Oh
are
my
okay.
God.
Come over and speak with me.
And there's Nikki,
Do you have any
and he's
weapons on you,
blurred
sir?
out her face for some reason.
Okay, can you describe that for me?
No, I think it was on the tape.
Was it on the body cam?
Yep.
And then there's there's one that she recorded though.
And then that
also,
one was
that
uncensored. Yeah.
Yes.
And who did I assault?
I'm sorry.
Just dismissed his case yesterday. They just dismissed my case.
And Samantha Keister is the complainant?
I don't think that there is. Yes, please do report this.
Any evidence related to discharge?
Now, I know what some of you might be wondering. Mikey, can you really get arrested for negligent discharge with a gunpowder weapon? Yes, you actually can, believe it or not. But that wasn't why Styx was arrested. He was arrested for an older situation with a firearm from a year prior. Now, he wasn't pointing it at anyone and he didn't hit anybody, but somebody got in touch with the authorities and told them that Taro was up to no good. Sam was using a classic strategy bitter women in ghettos and trailer parks all across America were masters of. Using the legal system to destroy a dude she was letting smash just a couple months ago. Styx's problems would hit their pinnacle in 2026. In February of this year, just a few months ago, Styx would get in another scuffle with a woman in his orbit. Nikki. Nikki is unstable woman in Tara Warwick's roster number 87 or whatever. She, like the others, has terrible taste in men and makes poor decisions regarding her love life on the regular. In
this
particular,
is the woman who asked us for $5,000 to tell us the story that she told on Kiwi Farms like 10 minutes later.
Yes.
Yeah.
As she was homeless, living in a fucking hotel, relying on a voucher from the government to pay for her fucking cockroach motel.
By the way, the Styx wasn't even like always the headliner for our show. It was never the headliner.
No, it's not. It's like fucking not even the third or fourth. Like it was not like I was gonna make tens of thousands of dollars, but it's delusional. You're making all this money. No, Styx is really a fucking nobody, and it's like taking us 2 weeks to fucking get to this because no one gives a shit about Styx at all.
Remember there was like a point too where people would donate to skip Styx because it was during the story arcs where we were reading his story.
I thought it was content and it's like some of these crazy segments he's getting arrested and stuff. But
they got better. They got better and better and better. Like each week it got better. And then it was like,
habit of doing that thing lesbians do where they move in with somebody the weekend after they started hooking up with them. Such was the case with Taro before this drama went down. They were shacked up together at Styx's parents' house. She's the lady who's right there when Styx got arrested at his parents' house. Ironically, Styx's third encounter with 12 in less than 2 years would be from Nikki giving him that 1-2 and breaking his teeth.
I'm not the one who called, but I'm the one who needs to leave, and I'm the one who needs emergency services. Okay. I have nowhere to go.
Sure.
I've been living here with Taro Warwick. He's the one with domestic violence history.
Mm-hmm.
I did hit him because he threatened me. I batted him just because I'm so afraid, and I have nowhere to go. I really need some help.
How could she not?
By the way,
like, he was drunk and he hit me first. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. The
lie.
good news for this bitch is that because Taro's on the run from the law, he didn't show up to testify in court, so the charges got dropped. So she got away with knocking his teeth clean out of his fucking head, which was Kino. Especially considering that like Taro has like done domestic violence or been accused of domestic violence by like multiple different fucking women. I really do find it poetry that this bitch knocked his teeth out of his fucking head. I really do.
Okay. She flat out decked me because she said that I woke her up, and then she just punched me in the fucking face.
Yeah.
And tooth is probably gonna fall out at some point, and my nose was not doing so well.
Nikki had the exalted honor of being the only girlfriend of Styx to get arrested instead of Styx himself. Despite Nikki being out of the picture, things did not get better for Taro because he didn't show up to court. Styx, in a shamelessly desperate attempt to avoid facing the music, has also been lying about having seizures so he wouldn't have to appear in court. Instead, he sends Mama Hexenhammer to go in his place and tries to delay the inevitable consequences of his goofy actions. He just thought it was dumb and not worth his time. Well, the state didn't like that answer, so they put out warrants for his arrest. Styxhexenhammer 666. As of me making this video, is literally a fugitive with a bounty on his head. So where is Styx now? Did he flee north to Canada, maybe to make a pirate hideout off of one of the coves of Newfoundland?
The bounty is only $2,500, so nobody's gonna go get him. But like, I'm thinking maybe we should organize an expedition.
We should do it. Me and you. Bounty hunters, I'll do it.
The dog, the big bad dog.
Don't you need like a
get dog, the bounty hunter, to go get him?
Do we have to have like a license for that?
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. We got to hire a bounty hunter to go get him.
Stu Peters.
It's not. We get Stu. I think Stu was like banned from being a bounty.
What was his last name? Is it Peters?
Insane. It is Stu Peters. I don't know if that's actually his real name. Remember when he was like a rapper? Like he's had so many different arcs. Stu was actually such a funny character, bro. We haven't talked about Stu in years. I think.
Yeah, that was funny
as fuck.
Get Stu. Yeah.
He just headed down to New York to
We should get Fousey too.
Yeah, Fousey the bounty hunter.
Fousey and Vitaly.
Stu Crew standing by.
All the kick fucking DJs.
Get Ralph to go. I'm coming for you, Stis. There's a $2,500 reward for bringing you in, bish.
Back up with a new chick who's letting him hide out there despite her also living with her parents. Hey, at least he finally found the motivation to get out of his parents' house. Ironically, he's more of a man-child now than he ever was while staying with them.
All right, everyone. I wanted to talk about adulting and growing up, growing mature and things like that. I refuse. I think it's a bad idea. I think that growing up sounds tedious. It sounds like a bad proposition. I'm not interested in being an adult. I'm not interested in being mature. Who would want to? God, it must be a fate worse than death. Jesus Christ.
And this is the current state, the ongoing arc of Tar Warwick as of me making this vid. A wanted outlaw who refuses to grow up and be a functional member of decent society, who's estranged from and unconcerned with his family overseas, whose teeth are jacked, who looks dirty, grimy, and dusty all of the time, who gets drunk every other night, and who's living off of a woman who's infatuated with his retarded swashbuckler.
$51.50 home for the sick for a pack it up. How many times has Styx released the same video about adulting? 3
I think no
that
less
we've
than
seen.
6. It's been more than that though, hasn't it?
That we covered specifically, maybe 4 specifically. But then how many were like around that? Probably like 7,
he's looping
8.
like an alcoholic. Like he's just fixated on coping about not being a man. It's just pathetic.
Yeah. Oh my God. Ash. Ralph wasn't putting the tuna on fucking crackers. He was putting them on Doritos.
What? Nulo.
Doombill.
Just when you thought I was white trash, you didn't know how white trash I was, bitch.
What the fuck?
What the tuna Doritos, dude? That's gross, man. That's fucking slimy.
Man, that's fucking
Let's
nasty.
finish this. Fuck.
I got some FF10 to play. I'm gonna be FF10 this week. Ash,
So he's like an
me?
actual genuine pirate now. If that's not chaos magic at work, I don't know what is. A lot of people will point out that the downfall of Styxhexenhammer isn't the traditional one you witness from popular YouTubers. And yeah, it's definitely not your typical Wings of Redemption-esque downfall. It comes off as very Faustian. It's the story of a man who bargained with a dark deity who initially appeared benevolent, who gained money, influence, stability, and a family that he gradually all lost as the guardian spirit he made a pact with started leaving him on red and watched him wither away. Sounds kind of tragic. Until you watch a video of this dude dressed up as a pirate and telling you not to eat your vegetables, and then you just start laughing. What's funny is that Styx is still doing his job. He's still putting the political commentary videos in the bag. Maybe if he just stopped drinking, stop acting like a dirty sea dog, and get better taste in women, he could possibly recover over the next few years. Maybe even clean himself up and become a somewhat respectable dude again by the time his daughter reaches the age where she can fully recognize what a pathetic loser her dad is. Clutching that rail again is something that's up to him and nobody else. Except maybe Stolas. Ultimately, the moral of Tar Warwick's story is, don't make deals with demons. Just a friendly PSA.
Yeah.
That was an amazing.
The best part about it. If there has been the best part.
Getting sober. Though there is a good part. Getting sober. I had been a drinker for a very long time. I've been drinking for years. I haven't had a drink since I got out of jail. And so now I'm stone cold sober, and I'm very, very happy. If you are a drinker, fucking stop. Just stop. Cold
Honestly.
turkey. Don't worry about it. Just stop.
By the way, as he said that, I think.
Don't worry about it. Just stop.
He was like pouring.
No, I remember I zoomed in on one angle and I was like, wait a second. All right, guys, I got FF10 to play. And we'll see you all on Wednesday. Amazing
All
show.
right, we'll see you
Thank
guys then.
We'll see you all later.